Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Priscilla, and tonight we have an amazing topic. Our topic for this evening or this morning, depending upon where you are, it is going to be limiting beliefs. So, when you hear someone talk about limiting beliefs, know that you are in control of your limiting beliefs. So, if you're watching, please let me know where you're from. If you have questions, if you'd like to make comments or suggestions, I'd be happy to entertain those. And let me know if, in fact, you can hear me and you can see me clearly. Again, tonight we're talking about limiting beliefs. And that can start with what exactly are limiting beliefs. I want to take a moment and see if I can share this to my Facebook group. So if you'll just bear with me, open Facebook. I will share this to my Facebook group. Facebook. I'm going to try and share this to my Facebook group. Open Facebook. And there we are. However, I think I was supposed to go to YouTube and not so much go to Facebook. As I'm still interacting with the technologies, this is day 2 of my being on YouTube Live for 2022. I hope everyone is well. I am doing amazingly well myself. Open YouTube. And there it is. So let's see if I can share this now. There it is. So let's. All right. So I don't see the link that I was looking for, but that is perfectly fine because the most important thing is that I am live. And those of you who are following me, some of you will watch this as a replay. Some of you may have the good opportunity to see me live this evening on December 7th, 2022. Again, I'm Dr. Priscilla. For those of you who do not know, I am a native English speaker up in the US. And the people that I really cater to, or we should call that my niche, or those individuals whose first language isn't English. So tonight I'm going to talk about limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs can encumber achieving some of their most closely held dreams. One might think if it's a closely held dream, it should be easily accessible, but that's not true. I remember when I was younger, I had dreams and aspirations. I just didn't know how to get to those dreams. I didn't know how to make those dreams become a reality. The older I got, the more I realized that if I were to succeed, it was going to be up to me. That did not mean that I didn't need the help of other people. It just meant that I had to come to some type of realization that I needed a plan. And without a plan, a well-constructed plan, most likely I would not obtain the goals, the dreams, and the aspirations that I said that I had. So this is where limiting beliefs comes in. Limiting beliefs will come in and will sabotage your efforts in many things because you start to think, well, I wanted to do this, but I know someone else that is doing so much better. I don't even realize the history of the person that is doing that one thing so much better than myself. I don't know how much time they put in prior to, and I don't know how much time they are putting into existence, what they're wanting to accomplish now. And when I came to the realization that I have to run my race at my own pace, this is when I started to make strides in the direction of accomplishing some of my most important and significant goals. And this is what I want to say to you tonight, that if you want to achieve your goals, and in this case for my non-native English speakers, you must somehow find a way to remove those limiting beliefs from you. Now, this isn't just limited to non-native English speakers. It is designed for anyone who are somehow burdened with limited beliefs. Limiting beliefs will keep you from moving from point A to point B. You need to stay in action, put one foot in front of the other, and keep moving. This is how you're going to reach some level of success. A lot has to do with your mindset. Somewhere recently I read this. If you want to know where you're going in the future, just look at the 4 or 5 people that you are surrounding yourself with. When you look around and see the people that you are associating with, who are in your immediate environment, those are the people that are dictating what your future is going to be. So if these are people who are elevating you and doing some of the things that you are aspiring to do, continue to hang out, if you will, with that group of people. If this select group of 5 or 4 isn't doing the things that you wish for yourself, you most likely should start to entertain another group of people so that you can move into the arena and environment in which you strive to be. How do you know what success looks like? We all know what success looks like, just as we all know what failure looks like. It's a feeling. You will know when you have a feeling of accomplishments, and there are levels of accomplishments. Everyone's level is not the same as someone else. Someone else's 100% might be someone else's 70%, and 70% is their 100%. If you're not happy with your 70%, or if you are content with your 70% for now, and you want to move up to this level of 100%, find out what this individual or individuals are doing so that you can move up to that 100%. That is what you will need to do, is surround yourself with the people that are doing those things that you want to do. And I realized that when I started my educational process, I wanted something more in the way of a job where I could have a career and I could move up. When I graduated from my school, I went to a community school, community college, and I was a secretary. And I was quite happy being a secretary. I remember when I was in high school, we did not have computers, but we did have typewriters. And they were not the electric typewriters. They were the manual typewriters. However, I wanted to be able to type so fast that I would just practice at school. I would go home and practice until I was really fast at typing. Not only was I fast at typing, I could type correctly without making very many mistakes. And that made me feel so proud. After high school, I went to a community college. And at the community college, I took secretarial skills. I think maybe I could call it a correspondence course or something like that. And I was very good at that skill set. And every job, as I can remember, that I applied for, I was able to obtain in the secretarial field, whether it was at the secretarial pool, as a stenographer, and as an administrative assistant. But today, there isn't that much need for secretaries at the level at which I was functioning. And later on, I married, had my family, and I decided that it would be better for me to go back to school. And this is what I did. So I went back to school and I worked on getting a higher degree so that I can move into some other level of work, maybe management. This is not to say that secretaries could not move into management, but I didn't have any managerial skills. I just had the skill sets for typing letters, filing papers, and things of that nature. So that was a lower tier level of employment for me. So I completed my studies and I received my undergrad in business administration. And I was lucky or fortunate enough to get jobs that led to positioning, if you will. But I still wasn't exactly where I wanted to be, and I didn't know exactly where I wanted to be. So I started to look for the clues of who was doing some of the things that I wanted to do. And that is when I realized that perhaps I should go back to school again. So I did. And I went back to school, and there I received my master's in education. And from that point, I found the career of my choice, and that was to be a teacher. And I taught school for many, many years. And after my son started to grow up into a young man, he didn't need me as much at home. So I decided that I would go on and get my doctorate degree. And again, I stayed in the educational field with my eyes set on what could I possibly do that would enhance myself and give me that feeling of making a contribution. And I found that working with non-native English speakers gave me a level of joy that I had not experienced in quite some time. Thus, here I am tonight sharing with you guys information about limiting beliefs. Was it easy for me to accomplish the task that I have obtained? No. Did I enjoy doing it? Yes. And I had my why. I understood what my why was. When you understand what your why is, it's a lot easier to accomplish a task. When you have limiting beliefs, you first must recognize that these are limiting beliefs. For me, I would say, if you want to think about, do you have any limiting beliefs, is to ask yourself this one question. Are you happy doing the things that you do? If the answer is yes, you're safe in doing and continuing what you're doing. If what you're doing isn't giving you some level of satisfaction or you're not happy, it might be time for you to make a change. So let me speak specifically to the English language learners. If your desire is to speak English with fluency, pass an IELTS, TOEFL, or any English proficiency exam, and you're having difficulty or you are struggling with understanding what you need to do, I would like to suggest that you consider getting someone else involved in that path of learning, training, coaching, and guiding. On January 10th, I will fortunately be rolling out my beta program, and it is Owning Your Voice. Owning Your Voice. When I say owning your voice, I want non-native English speakers to realize that your voice is specific to you. I have an accent, you have an accent. Everyone has their own unique accent. And you'll often hear me say, if we all sound the same, we would be a boring lot, all of us. So variety is the key. However, because many non-native English speakers can speak more than one language, that gives you an additional advantage in the marketplace. Because we are becoming much more of a global community and people are interacting in all aspects of the world, you have the ability to communicate not only in your native language, not only in English, but several other languages as well. That bridge that is bringing all of us together, however, is English. So if you can speak English with fluency by enunciating your words clearly, your accent will not even matter. What does matter is your ability to communicate effectively. Grammar is important. However, if you are an adult, the grammar that you needed, you've already learned in your primary schools. What was missing in your primary education or the formal education of English was the opportunity to practice speaking the language. In my upcoming program that is being rolled out, and this is for 15 people, the first 15 people will be in the VIP program portion of the program. If you'd like to be a part of that, below this video will be the information you will need to contact me, and we are going to discuss how you can be a part of the program and to determine if this is a good fit for you. The program is designed similar to a university course. You will be speaking with me 3 times a week for 3 months, 3 consecutive months. That is going to be an amazing opportunity for you to engage in conversation, heighten your skill sets in interacting with native English speakers. In doing so, you're going to recognize how to structure sentences, how to structure phrases, how to communicate effectively and in a meaningful way. So you may ask yourself, what is the investment for this type of course? A better question would be, what is it costing you not to be in a program such as I have described, especially if you have invested financially in other programs and you find that you're still at the same level that you were at before you even entered into the program. Many of you are already familiar with my programs. You're following me on YouTube. You are members of my Facebook group. You are members of my website. You're following me on Instagram, Telegram, and LinkedIn. So I am not a stranger to many of you. But for those of you who are not familiar with me, please do not sleep on the opportunity to schedule a session with me for a free English consultation. During this English consultation, you will have the opportunity to ask me questions. I'll answer questions for you. And if the path of owning your voice is not for you, I will definitely give you strategies and my point of view as to what is the best venue for you to follow. Again, a lot of what I want you to know is that what is keeping you from being where you want to be is a limited belief that you have. And we're going to dispel a lot of those limited beliefs, finding out exactly why do you have the belief that you have. And once we can uncover that, we're going to define the perfect program for you to engage in to improve your English fluency, to speak effortlessly and with confidence and ease. If this sounds like a program that you believe you need, please do not hesitate to contact me for a free English consultation. I was listening to someone talk earlier this evening about I think his name is Mr. Quick. I don't remember what his first name is, but he had the broken brain. I think one day he had fallen at school and he had a concussion and had hurt himself, and he had the disability of not being able to think and do things independent. So with his disability, he was limited, but he was a bright kid prior to the accident. One day, one of his friends invited him to go with him to visit his father, or they went someplace, and the father asked the young man, Mr. Quick with the broken brain, what did he want to be when he grew up, became an adult? And this was something that he had not been asked before. And I think he shared with his friend's father that he had a damaged brain. Well, I'm somehow thinking like the father, if you have sense enough to tell me that you have a damaged brain, most likely there is something that we can do together to improve your brain. So the father brought him into his home and showed him just a shelf of books and charged him with reading one book a week. It doesn't matter which book he would read, but he would be charged with reading one book a week. And he accepted the challenge because someone believed in him. Now, prior to him reading that first book that was offered to him, he was accustomed to reading magazines or those superhero magazines. I forget what they're called, but they had those superheroes like Superman, Wonder Woman, the Misfits. And he considered himself to be just that, a misfit, because these were people that he could identify with. They didn't fit into the norm, and neither did he. But after reading all of the books, one book a week, he had the realization that he could control the way that he thought. And according to the books, the scientific books in this case, because he was reading everything, the older you are, the more you can consume and understand at a different level. So as he started to understand more, he was able to correct his disability. He retrained himself from being disabled to being amazingly able. And he's on the speaking circuit now. And he's been in many places, and one can even mention to the White House for one. He's interacted with athletes, actresses, and actors, giving them advice on how they can retrain what they think about a particular situation or a particular event. My point for saying this is limiting beliefs can be challenged. Limiting beliefs changed. You have to want to make that change. And when you want to make that change, you can do that on your own. But it will take a tremendous amount of effort, a tremendous amount of energy, a tremendous amount of time. And a lot of us do not have a tremendous amount of time. Once we become an adult, we take on responsibilities of a wife, a husband, children, a career, and all of those things are all trying to get a small part of the limited time that we have. This is why I put together my program, Owning Your Voice. And within 3 months, I want to promise you that I will be with you from day one to the very last day to make sure that you are on the right path to accomplish the goals of speaking English with fluency and confidence. Now, let me say this with one caveat so that I am clear. Is it going to be the easiest thing that you've ever done? Absolutely not. But is it something that you will definitely enjoy having done for yourself? It definitely will be. So I want to invite each of you to continue watching the videos that I create, especially the ones that are in shadowing. If you want to develop a rhythm and fluency in speaking, look for my videos on shadowing. Look for my videos that has the dialogues in them. And of course, be active on the Facebook group. If you're not in the LinkedIn page, please join me on LinkedIn. Also, I want to invite you to join me on Telegram, where you can come every single day and record a message and it will be heard. I want to say thank you so much for watching. Those of you that are watching me live, those of you that are watching, or those of you who are watching me on Facebook, and those of you who will watch the replay. It is my pleasure to come and speak with you. I'm Dr. Priscilla, a native English speaker in the US. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and schedule your absolutely free English consultation at the end of this live stream. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.